Mulu National Park, a well-known rich natural heritage in Malaysia which has made a name for itself as one of the world's nature wonders. Its extensive and magnificent cave networks has fascinated visitors from far and near. Your visit to Malaysia will be complete with a trip to this tropical wonderland. The Mulu Caves holds the world's record as the largest known natural cave ever discovered. We will now invite you to tour this fantastic nature park. To get to Mulu National Park, you have to go to Miri, a bustling and fast-growing town which is also famous for its oil production. The town, which is expected to turn into a city status by the year 2005, is accessible by air, sea and road. From here, visitors to Mulu National Park can fly in an 18-seater twin-otter light aircrafts operated by Malaysia Airlines, or take a drive and ride in express boats which ply commuters on a daily basis. Mulu National Park covers an area of 544 square kilometers, rich in tropical flora and fauna. Its peak is the second highest in Sarawak, and the caves found within it are considered the largest caves network in the world. Visitors can also visit the park via Limbang, which is in the northern tip of Sarawak, through a jungle route known as the Headhunters Trail. The park has a ready accommodation for 800 visitors at any one time. It has a 4-star international hotel, rest houses and chalets, all to cater to the needs of tourists and visitors who come here to seek for adventure. Coming close to this nature's wonder, it makes you feel as though you are entering a different world, a beautiful world unmatched anywhere. Undoubtedly, Mulu National Park holds many secrets. Before embarking on your adventure, a good preparation is needed on the part of the adventurer, as it demands a lot of energy and tact to venture into this tropical wonderland. The early morning sun, peering through the virgin forest canopy, reflecting upon the surface of a clear jungle pool. What a beauty! Within the park perimeters are peat swamp forest, heath and mixed dipterocarp at lower elevation, upward through limestone and moss forest to the stunted upper montane vegetation at the summit. The expedition begins with great hopes and expectations. We are going to Clearwater Cave. It would be a whole day of adventure. The cave is 101 kilometers long, the longest in the world. To reach it, we have to travel by boat for 15 minutes through the Malina River. To enter the underground river, we have to use a special kind of boat. Swimmers can take a dip in the river, flowing within the cave if you like.
How long is the pit? How long? 103 kilometres. 103 kilometres. The 8th longest in the world. Yeah. Number 8.
It is a never-ending struggle between the softly dripping water and the hard stone surface, between hardness and softness. Obviously, hardness erodes under the constant and persistent, soft, tiny drips. Among more than 1,500 plant species here, there are a few rare species which have rich medicinal values, for example, as aphrodisiac. A few hundred meters upriver from the entrance of Clearwater Cave is the Wind Cave. It takes a 10-minute boat ride to reach it. It looks rather like an ancient palace, full of carved columns, natural motifs and carvings, stalactites and stalagmites, and coral formations. The passageway to the main hall passes through a stretch where strong wind constantly blows, thus the name, the Wind Cave. At the Mulu National Park, visitors are prohibited from catching, killing and poisoning the wildlife. The park is protected by the Protected Areas Ordinance. The wonderful Mulu National Park has 270 types of mammals, 74 types of frog, 281 types of butterfly, and hundreds of types of insects, fungi and mosses. After a 3-kilometer walk, tracking the jungles from the park headquarters, we are now entering Deer Caves. At one side of its entrance, the shape takes the facial feature of President Abraham Lincoln of America. Has Abraham Lincoln ever set foot here? This cave has a passageway which is the longest in the world, with a 140-meter waterfall cascading the cave roof. The cave, which has a population of insects, derived its name for being once the shelter for thousands of wild deers. It has a chamber which can hold not one, but 5 St. Paul's Cathedral, the famous church in England. One can just imagine its enormous size. No, it is not the cave spirit in attendance, but a sleepy bat. its dream shattered by the visitors. The special attraction of Lang Cave are the wonderful rock formations lining its floor and walls. It is stipulated that visitors in the park must be accompanied by the official park's guides. They are to enforce the regulation and to look after the safety of the visitors. Besides, they can give guidance and explanations. When weather permitting, there would be a great flow of bats flying in river-like formation across the sky in the afternoon. There are hundreds and thousands or even millions of bats starting their feeding journey after the day's sleep. It is a spectacular sight at this park. After a hard day's trip through the jungle and caving, it is time for relaxation. Various entertainment facilities, such as karaoke and traditional dance sessions, are regularly held at the park. This tourist tries his hand at the traditional dance, accompanied by a razor-sharp parang ilang. After enjoying the night away, the morning whispers softly. The sun greets the eyes. The tourists have to go by boat along the river with its banks so high and steep as if engulfed by the crashing mountains. Trip is really challenging, and at times the boat had to be pulled along rather than traveled in. Interesting varieties of flora and fauna greet the visitors. The park does not permit anybody to destroy any plant here. Therefore, be careful not to break any twig or branches or pick up any leaves. This is Simon Cave, the latest find in the Mulu cave networks. It is pitch dark in here. Therefore, headlamps are needed. Always follow the instructions and advice of the official guides. Some parts of the cave are narrow and having low ceiling. You have to crawl to get around. Challenges spice the trip, making it more enjoyable. An adventure trip like this needs special equipment which should be brought along together with food and drinks. Wear appropriate clothing and footwears as the ground can be very slippery. There are also interesting insects and wildlife that you can see here. The Mulu Peak is 2,326 meters above sea level. At the peak are sharp protruding limestone pinnacles, usually covered by the cloud. Also at the Mulu Park, you will get to see the world's largest cave, known as the Sarawak Chamber. It is so large that 40 Boeing 747 airplanes can be parked wingtip to wingtip inside it. The Mulu Park area contains 1,500 plant species, including 170 types of orchids and 10 types of feature plants. The park had troops of guides, boatmen and porters who are ever ready to provide services to the tourists at the rate of payments fixed by the park. If you'd like to know more about the Mulu National Park, information on the exploration and adventure around this Mulu National Park are obtainable from the tourist agencies. There are 15 such agencies in Kuching and Miri, which provide service for those who wish to go to Mulu National Park. A trip to Mulu National Park enriches one with pleasant experiences and memories. We hope you can make the trip to this world's nature wonder soon. Mulu National Park awaits you.